Yes, hello everyone. My name is Nam from University of Seoul, and today I will present my topic, Abuse of Social Media Threatening International Peace and Security. This is my table of contents, and I'll carry on in this order. So, social media is not just a simple online communication platform because it connects individuals, creates emotional bonds, and interacts constantly. And these benefits make social media indispensable in our lives. So our modern lives without social media are unthinkable. But the things that I'm going to deal with in my topic today are the accessibility and ramification of social media. These are extremely beneficial on our lives, but if they are exploited, it is extremely dangerous. So I'll present my problems and recommendation session in my report and presentation. We mainly focus on SDG number 16, Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions, but we also focus on number 10 and 17. We have two case studies here. The first one is Rohingya crisis, and the second one is ISIS propaganda, and I'll discuss the details at the bottom. So, Rohingya crisis is human rights crisis. In Myanmar, the Rohingya tribe have very limited access to the livelihood opportunities, and because of their strict movement restrictions, they can't move freely. And furthermore, their citizenships are denied by the Myanmarese government. And in this situation, over 90% of Myanmar people are using Facebook. Facebook is actually the only news or information source for Myanmarese people. And in this situation, Facebook has admitted that there are widespread of hate speech and fake news among Facebook platform. And UN has also the same opinion. Mr. Darsman, the head of investigation team to search about Rohingya crisis, who was appointed by UNHRC, said Facebook actually increased evil feelings, discords, and conflicts among their platforms. Our second research is about ISIS propaganda. As you guys all know, ISIS has been terrorizing the whole world, and it is an actual transnational security threat. And there are a lot of participations by teenagers using social media. The reason why they utilize social media is usability and persistence. Anyone can get an easy access to the social media if they have accounts. They get login and get information. But the information is not persistent. Editors can always modify their information anyhow, anytime. So the information providers can modify it, and the readers do not need to reinterpret what editors say about it. And over 1 million accounts are utilized by ISIS. So these are the two cases that we can know that how social media was exploited among the society. So we prepare our recommendation session towards United Nations. But before I prepare the recommendations, I want to point out the challenges on our topic to regulate social media. The first one is the right of freedom of expression. It is one of the fundamental rights to hold one's opinion, to express one's opinion freely without any intervention of governments. So it is one of the most important indicators for a democratic property. The next obstacle is national sovereignty, which means a supreme, absolute, and uncontrollable power that all independent nations should be governed with autonomy, and UN has no any rights to punish or averse such nation. And because of these obstacles, United Nations cannot act easily. So, I prepared the rationality of our recommendation session. We know that there are still barriers to set a global red line to regulate social media. But UN's current thinking is actually same with us. And even in the 1990s, they say, note the risk of terrorists using electronic or wire communication systems and networks to carry out criminal acts. And it's even 1990s, so we are sure that UN's current thinking is absolutely same with us. So we prepared two recommendations, conference and campaign. First one is establishing permanent conferences about social media. It has a big significance because the delegations should include the representatives of each government and social media companies. And the policies should be reflected after the conference, and afterwards, other conferences can be held once more. And we should benchmark UNDC's consensus in 2017. In 2017, UNDC has a big success to get all a green sign of participating nations about measuring the traditional weapons. So we want to divide this conference into group 1 and 2. One who consider about terrorism, and the other one who consider about spread of hate speech and fake news. The reason why we divide the conference into 2 groups is to encourage more and more countries to participate in this conference. And we require DPKO and DSS to take in charge of this conference. And the ultimate goal and role of United Nations is to make all the countries to agree on the resolution session. And UN can make a presentation, sample presentation to all participating countries. And the most important thing is to contextualize. That means define what is freedom of expression and what is national sovereignty. By UN's role, we can overcome that obstacles that I introduced before. Our next recommendation is campaign for proper use of social media. 3 billion internet users are in worldwide, and each of them has 7.6 accounts. And United Nations also have 56 accounts on 11 platforms. It means they should utilize their social media platforms to advertise this campaign. We also benchmark the previous examples here. Say No to Racism campaign by FIFA and Free and Equal campaign by OHCHR. They set their main catchphrase very well, like those, and they utilize their own social media platforms very well. And in addition, we require United Nations to make a cooperation with pop culture icons like BTS. The reason why I tell this is, when UN has an yearly General Assembly, during the live streaming show on the YouTube platform, average 8 to 9 people watch that live streaming. But when BTS had speech at UN 2 years ago, over 90,000 people watched that. So it's simple, 9 versus 90,000, we should pick 90,000. So it makes sense to make a cooperation with pop culture icons to advertise our campaign. So UN's role is to utilize social media platforms and make a cooperation with pop culture icons. So we have seen how the social media was exploited and what are the impacts of social media, and I explained the problems through the case studies Rohingya crisis and ISIS propaganda. And I prepared 2 obstacles and 2 recommendations, and I believe that establishing permanent conferences and campaign for proper use of social media can overcome the obstacles that I introduced before. I have strong expectations to the United Nations and international community that if UN have big interest on our topic and review together our recommendations, problems, and whatever, I'm sure that global citizens will get more interest on this problem. Social media must not be abused again for the international peace and security. Thank you for listening.